Hey, it's Erin with Saving Grace. Just a little of what's going on today around our facility, and who we're teaming up with today is the Canadian Animal Task Force, and we're going to be headed out to a farm in central Alberta. So we got a call early last week in regards to a gentleman that was reaching out for help. He said he had an injured dog and several other dogs, including some puppies, and he'd requested we come out. So it kind of sounded a little bit different than the average call that we get, just due to sheer numbers and him not really knowing the numbers of animals that he did have. So I said I'd come out, do an assessment and see what we could do to help, because right now we are extremely overwhelmed with intake requests and surrender requests. So we have to be almost very picky and choosy about what we can accept to take in and put through our vet program and put up for adoption, just due to sheer space. So when I arrived on property, it was quite overwhelming. I was greeted by, about 15 to 17 dogs, just all kind of running up to me. And then we started seeing like puppies laying around throughout the property. And we realized that this was a situation that really did need our attention and our full attention. So we kind of did an assessment that day of what we had on property and what we needed to start placing. So we reached out to a few other organizations to see if they'd be able to assist. One of the major ones we reached out to was the Canadian Animal Task Force, because they deal really well in these large overpopulation situations. Unfortunately, the next day he called and said there was a couple sick puppies he was concerned about. So we said, no problem, we'll come out, we'll check on them. We brought 6 puppies in at that time, and we tested them, and unfortunately they came down with parvo. So once that happened, it kind of kicked us into gear that things needed to happen sooner rather than later. And then the next day we went out and took the rest of the puppies from the property. I think in total we have 18 puppies from the property, and unfortunately 8 of them have already went to the vet to be treated for parvo. So the rest of them we're gonna have to hold over the next couple weeks, just to ensure that they're not gonna come down with the same illness, because parvo left untreated can be very lethal. So then on the Friday, we went out with the Alberta Spay Neuter Task Force, and we vaccinated and dewormed everybody else on property, and then we took weights of everybody. So that took us, half a day that day. We got everybody ready to go, so that today we're gonna go out and we're picking up all the matures left on property, and we're gonna keep them overnight at our facility. Then Wednesday morning, we are going to, tomorrow morning, go out to Airdrie, where we've booked them all for spay and neuter surgery. They'll come back here, recover overnight. And then on Thursday morning, they will go back out to the owner's property to finish their quarantine with him, just so we're not introducing it into our facilities. And then he's gonna decide which dogs he'd like to keep over the next course of the next couple weeks. And then what he doesn't want to keep, we will try and find placement for, whether in our shelter or another rescue group. So we've definitely got a big task ahead of us today. We're hoping the dogs cooperate, and we're hoping the owner, accepts the help that we have for him, and that all the animals get through surgery. But it'll be a busy next couple days. So we have 18 puppies that have already come off property, and today we're going in and picking up 15 dogs for their spay and neuter, and one will be potentially picking up for a wellness exam.
Who do we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do we want to shuffle some of these?
We're still got, we're shading in the basement. And,
Do you want
Winnie?
Let's grab a couple more.
So Winnie,
couple biggest ones?
Shady.
Oh, this one.
And FYI, we're going to drive 2 hours together.
I know. So we'll be there.
I was gonna ask Aaron something.
Sweets. tree.
Oh, she's small. Do you want to go up?
No, let's keep it in. Is this? You got it? We can move this one. We'll go and see what other one.
Three, four, five, six, seven. Get two more. Maybe not. There you go. You got it. Come on, boots. Oh my god, it cannot be hotter out either. Of course, right? That is not a skinny one. Should we pull that one down and then it can just drop down? Alright, shit.
Benny Benny.
Ready? I Yeah, I'm running out of steam.
That's fine. Yeah, I need to get you to sign a surgery consent form.
That what?
Surgery consent form.
Are you shady? Are you the real Slim Shady? Come on, you're cute. Good looking puppies.
So everything went really well today out at the owner's property with the overpopulation issue. The Canadian Animal Task Force came out and helped us. They arrived a little bit earlier than us. So they were able to have 6 dogs already loaded. We loaded up the last 9 without issue. We were actually, quite nervous going into it because these dogs haven't been handled before. They haven't been in a crate. So we were a little bit nervous on how it would go, but it ended going really, really, really smooth. We've got them here at the shelter tonight. They're gonna spend the night kind of in their kennel, settling in, and then we load up first thing tomorrow morning and take them all down for their spay and neuter surgeries. So our vet clinic, unfortunately, we came to a bit of a halt. We've got a power line that runs right through where the top of our building is gonna touch. So we've been dealing with the power line company in order to get it moved. And middle of August, it should be out of there and moved, and then we can continue on with framing. We couldn't need this now more than ever. Just given today's circumstances, we could walk all of those dogs next door. But right now, given our situation, we have to actually do about 5 hours round trip in order to get them fixed when this is 2 seconds door to door. So we're really, really looking forward to that day when we can see this dream come to reality because our rescue needs it now more than ever.